Greetings, everyone. Well, welcome to yet another DVD update, and there's a Blu-ray, too. Ooh, Blu-ray! Yes. Continuing the epic celebration of Godzilla, which is 60 years old this year. Yes, the original movie premiered in 1954. That was 60 years ago. So there's a lot of Godzilla stuff going on this year. You may have noticed the Geeky.com crew and I have been doing a series of group viewings. We actually watched all of the Heisei series and all of the Millennium series, just the Godzilla movies specifically. We didn't get into sort of the other movies that came along that year. A lot of you have been asking, hey, are you going to do Gamera as well? Yes, we're going to do Gamera next year, because next year I believe is Gamera's 60th or 50th or something. Anyways, big significant anniversary for Gamera next year. Mill Creek is putting out all the Gamera movies, the old ones, and re-releasing the new ones on DVD and Blu-ray this year. Actually, I don't think they're re-releasing the new ones on Blu-ray because they are already out, so they're just keeping that in print, I guess. But anyway, they're putting out all of the old ones in a Blu-ray set, 2 sets of 4 movies each, and they're also putting out a Gamera Legend set or something like that that has all 11. The only one it doesn't include is Gamera the Brave, because apparently that's owned by somebody else. So everything except Gamera the Brave. So 11 of the 12 movies by Mill Creek. But we're not here to talk about Gamera. That's next year. We're talking about Godzilla. So, kind of in a bit of a lull right now between Godzilla releases. I basically got everything that's available currently and isn't out of print and insanely expensive for Godzilla. However, next month in May, and then I think again in July, and also this month, actually, there's some new Blu-ray releases coming out of a whole bunch of them. There's some of the all of the Heisei movies actually are coming out on Blu-ray next month, as well as 3 of the 6 Millennium movies. And this month, or sorry, also in May, we're getting 3 of the Showa series, which have been out of print on DVD for quite some time. This month, we've actually got King Kong vs. Godzilla, which is another Showa era one, as well as its sequel, King Kong Escapes, which does not feature Godzilla, but it does feature Mecha Kong, or whatever it was. Anyway, basically a direct sequel to that. And then later this year, we're getting, I think it's in July, we're getting re-releases. We're finally getting Godzilla vs. Megalon on Blu-ray, and then we're also getting a re-release of Destroy All Monsters on Blu-ray. Now, it doesn't have all the extras from the previous release, but it is nice to at least see that coming back into print, because it's a not insignificant chapter in the Showa-era saga. So, if we're waiting for all this Godzilla stuff to come out, and there's no new Godzilla stuff to get, what the heck did I get that's related to Godzilla? Let's take a look today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Well, first up, I guess I wasn't entirely accurate in what I said in the intro. I did get one thing that's kind of Godzilla related. You've seen me wearing the shirt for every single video. I swear I've watched it at least once. You knew I was going to get this. I had to pick it up for the collection. Everybody's all-time favorite movie in the entire franchise, and truly the definitive representation of the iconic main character, Godzilla 1988. Known by many fans as g.i.n.o, short for Godzilla in name only. This, of course, is the 4K remastered edition with the fancy schmancy slipcover. Very nice. It's actually quite a nice edition. I have not watched it yet. I proposed that we watch it between the Heisei and Millennium movies, because that's when it came out, but nobody else wanted to watch it, so yeah, so we're gonna do kind of I don't know what you'd call it, like a rejects week, where we watch a lot of sort of peripherally related Godzilla stuff. This will be one of them. I can't remember what else we're gonna watch in there, but there's a whole bunch of stuff. Basically all the really bad giant monster movies that came out, kind of trying to cash in on the Godzilla craze. This is one of the ones we're going to watch. This will be the big showcase one. And then, yeah. I should mention, with any of the group viewings, if you want to participate, please do. Even if you don't own the movie or TV show that we're watching, we go to great pains to find you streaming links so you can at least watch it online while you're listening to our commentary and participating in the chat and whatnot. So, even if you don't have the particular thing that we're watching, we'll try to find it for you. We'll try to find you some way to watch it. And if we don't manage to find it, chances are someone in the chat will. We've got pretty internet savvy regulars there who will be more than happy to help you out. So, don't feel you have to be left out of the fun just because you don't own the DVD of whatever we happen to be watching. Please come on by and we'll take good care of you. So, I guess we'll go in reverse chronological order here. So next up, another selection of films from the Heisei era. And this is not Godzilla. This is arguably the second most popular character to emerge from the Godzilla franchise. We have Mothra in the Rebirth of Mothra 1 and 2. This is actually a trilogy. For some reason, they never released the third one here. There is an English dubbed version of the third one that was shown on the Sci-Fi channel, but it's never been released on DVD for some strange reason. I don't know why. You can find it online if you hunt around a bit. You can also find the Japanese language English subtitled version if you hunt around a bit too. Interesting thing about Rebirth of Mothra is it's geared towards younger viewers. So Rosie and I actually watched this. We haven't watched the second one yet, but we watched the first one, and she loves Mothra. Rosie is my 6-year-old daughter, for those 2 or 3 of you who don't know. So she loves Mothra. She actually said that Mothra is her favorite character out of all of them. She likes Mothra even better than Godzilla. So, yeah. So anyway, we watched Rebirth of Mothra 1, and it's fun. I mean, it's definitely geared towards younger viewers. It's a lot more action-oriented than plot-oriented. But it's a blast. It's just so much fun. And I think if you just don't take it too seriously and aren't expecting a dark and gritty Mothra movie, you'll have a good time. And, all 3 of them are a continuing story as well, much like the Godzilla movies were a continuing story from that era. Alrighty, so next up we have a double feature from Classic Media, the same folks who brought us for the first time over here the original uncut Gojira for the on DVD, which has since been made available in a few different editions. But they've also brought us some of the peripherally related stuff, such as Rodan and War of the Gargantuas. War of the Gargantuas is actually the sequel to Frankenstein Conquers the World, which oddly does not seem to be available on DVD here. But Rodan is definitely pretty directly related to Godzilla, and when we get back to doing the group viewings of the Showa era, you can bet we'll be watching Rodan in the mix there. Yeah, so I should tell you what the language options are on here. These are anamorphic widescreen, but they are English dubbed only. You don't get the Japanese audio in here, but you do have English, French, and Spanish subtitles, so there you go. Rodan and War of the Gargantuas, you actually get both. Classic Media is very good about that, including both versions. So you get the uncut Japanese version with English subtitles, apparently for the first time ever, and you also get the English dubbed US version, and you got one extra on here, namely bringing Godzilla down to size. And if we take a look on here, there's a bunch of extras on here, I think. No, actually there isn't, because silly me, this is the Mastered in 4K edition, which is like the Blu-ray equivalent of Superbit, except, high definition, where they focus more on the quality of the presentation of the movie rather than loading it up with extras. So finally, last but certainly not least, we have Icons of Sci-Fi, the Toho collection. Now this is a triple bill, which has the H-Man, Battle in Outer Space, and the original Mothra. So very cool. I don't think I've ever seen the original, actually. Special features, we got commentaries on Battle in Outer Space and Mothra with authors and Japanese sci-fi historians Steve Reifel and Ed Godzizuski. This kind of sounds like a mix of Godzilla and Godzuki. Godzizuski. Okay. Anyway, all of these are anamorphic widescreen and contain both English and Japanese audio and, of course, English subtitles. The one thing I don't like about it, however, is how the discs are presented. Yeah, they're stacked. There's a stack of discs in here. Each one, is it 2, 3? Yeah, each one is on its own disc, so, each movie gets its own elbow room and space to breathe, which is great. But they're stacked like that, which means 100% of the surface of each disc is touching the surface of another disc. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, very nice collection. There is another Toho collection similar to this with like 3 or 4 movies on it that was also released a while back, which is sadly out of print and goes for ridiculous prices, so I did not pick that one up. So that's pretty much it. That basically brings the collection up to date for the moment. Taking a bit of a breather to focus on some other stuff right now. Well, as you've seen, a lot of anime and other anniversaries and whatnot that I'm focusing on. But yeah, so some nice additions to the Godzilla collection. I'm sure you'll agree. Yeah, there's a lot of... I mean, Mothra is obviously a peripherally related movie that's pretty directly related to Godzilla, having appeared in many of the movies, and Rodan as well. You know, War of the Gargantuas is referred to in one of the... I think it's referred to in Final Wars. Battle in Outer Space and the H-Man, I don't know off the top of my head if they're referred to. They may be sort of peripherally. But anyway, yeah, so haven't seen any of these, so actually really looking forward to checking them out. I did see Godzilla 98 in the theater. Yeah, don't know what more I can say, really. Anyway, new Godzilla-ish stuff. That is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.